Alright, this is going to be my review on the entire Saw franchise, with this Saw 7, Saw 3D being hyped up to be the last Saw in the entire franchise, and with me being a die-hard Saw fan, I decided to make a video of my review on the entire Saw franchise from 1 to 6, and also to 7 coming out. And I'm really going to try to make this quick, because I don't want to run out of time, but the original Saw, Saw 1, basically has a place in my heart. This is where it all started. This is where basically everyone probably became a die-hard Saw fan when the movie ended. The movie itself was very good. It has a place in my heart. I'm sure it has a place in every die-hard Saw fan's heart. And, what really made this movie was the big twist at the end, and that was Jigsaw getting up in the middle of the bathroom when we thought he was dead the entire time, and revealed that he was actually the one behind it all. And since it was so successful, it brought on to it brought Saw 2 into the mix. And at the time, fans loved the original Saw. They all rushed to see Saw 2, and internationally it was successful. Internationally and domestically, it was successful. And basically this one is Saw 2 is a really good movie, a really good sequel, and we introduced a new character, Eric Matthews, and we basically know a little bit about Jigsaw. Give a little backstory on Jigsaw, and it has another good twist at the end with the timeline, and a pretty good twist with Amanda being an accomplice to Jigsaw, revealing that she will attempt to carry on his legacy. And like I said, Saw 2 is a good movie and a good follow-up to the original, and I like it very much, and it's personally one of my favorites. So after Saw 2 and we got Saw 3, and basically Saw 3 is pretty much, you can guess, Jigsaw and Amanda are testing like, Lynn, Dylan, and Jeff. And basically what this movie is about is Jigsaw and Amanda's backstory, how Amanda got involved with Jigsaw, and on the other side of things is about Jeff's backstory, which I like. This one took a different direction, took a slight turn and focused on being more emotional traps instead of gory traps, which was a pretty good move. Pretty good move with the way they were telling the story, and also some emotional moments with Jigsaw and Amanda. And this was also about Amanda, basically consumed with herself to see if she can really carry on the Jigsaw legacy. And we find out Amanda is not really what Jigsaw wants her to be. She's still the same old Amanda, emotional, torn down. Her emotions get the best of her. And basically we find out that Amanda is different from Jigsaw, and we find out Jigsaw tested Amanda, and we find, basically Jeff held his game. He kills Jigsaw. We find out Jigsaw has something else planned for him, and at the time people thought this was going to be the last Saw, but it wasn't. Until you go back and watch the hints of Detective Hoffman, and towards the final end of the film, you see Jigsaw pouring wax, you see Amanda getting a note, and basically all this does is lead into the next 3 films, and basically leads into Saw 4. And Saw 4, probably the most underrated Saw in my opinion, but I can see where people complain about this. It was an extremely fast-paced film, with and that's not a bad thing, but with the information we were getting, it was extremely fast-paced. And the parts I like about this film is we get a lot of Jigsaw's backstory, and we get introduced to his wife. We get introduced to Hoffman, which revealed that he's been involved with Jigsaw, and basically we get a lot of Jigsaw backstory, which is the good part of the film. And this one ends with an entire cliffhanger. But in my opinion, Saw 3 and Saw 4 were pretty good sequels to Saw 1 and Saw 2, but by now I still like Saw 2 better, but I think Saw 3 was a good movie, and Saw 4 was a decent movie, but I think Saw 4 is very underrated and shouldn't get criticized the way it does. But that's just my personal opinion. With Saw 4 ending, we get Saw 5, You know, basically, me being a die-hard Saw fan, you know, I would say this is probably the worst Saw. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but it's probably the weakest thing to Saw out there. You know, it gives a lot of information on how Hoffman got involved with Jigsaw. And, you know, we find out Hoffman's been involved with Jigsaw before Amanda. You know, like I said, not a terrible movie, but not a good movie. And we get Saw 6. Saw 6 is probably my favorite since Saw 1. And I'm not saying that, like I said, since I'm a Saw fan. But Saw 6 is a really good movie. A real good sequel, and good. It's a good looking movie and great pacing. And my hats off to Kevin for that. You know, we get a lot of backstory that's connected with Saw 3. You know, we find out Hoffman knew Amanda and that they didn't like each other very much. We find out a lot of more backstory with Jill and Jigsaw. We find out a lot more backstory with Jigsaw and William about William's philosophy and Jill's philosophy. And, you know, we pretty much find out and know by this point Hoffman is not Jigsaw. Hoffman is himself. He's a sadist, he's a killer, and basically he will do anything to keep his secret alive, to contain. You know, people don't know who's doing who. They think it's Strom because Hoffman set up Strom, but it's, you know, Hoffman will do anything to keep his secret a secret. And, you know, like I said, Amanda was too emotional. Amanda got her emotion got in the way. Hoffman has no philosophy. Hoffman is just a killer. He's cold-hearted, and he will do anything to keep his secret. And basically, at the end of the film, you find out a lot. You find out about what the tape Jigsaw poured wax on that. You find out about more Amanda's letter. You know, everything just comes crashing down from the franchise and really leaves a satisfying ending with Hoffman being tested. We find out what's in Jill's box. You know, Hoffman being the reverse bear trap like Amanda, but him escaping. You know, we get a lead into Saw 7, which I'm excited for because, hey, Dr. Gordon's coming back, and this is supposed to be the last in the franchise. And I think with Kevin directing it, this is going to be a pretty good movie. Definitely better than Saw 5 and Saw 4, and that's fine with me. As long as it's better than some of the other films, and as long as it's not a bad movie, I'm okay with that. And with it being the final in the franchise, I cannot wait to see how this all ends. And, you know, that's basically it. I just wanted to give my opinion on the Saw franchise, and I hope to get y'all thoughts about it later. Alright, see you later.